bans coming out, definitely the meta bans. We've seen Puck and Tusk being picked out quite a lot recently in the meta, especially in the one esports. We've been seeing them come out as a lot, and it's interesting. Oh, sorry guys, the sushi's just not speaking to me correctly. There's no surprise in those bans. Winter Wyvern as well being fantastic against Enigma. That's also been picked up quite recently a lot. So quite a good ban.
Yeah, these are your pretty standard bans, right? The ODs, it's just completely retarded. I mean, Windlace, and literally just Windlace, right? And it's got 340 movement speed. Tusk, like there's not much to say on it. Tusk enables that very hyper aggressive early game. Lets you rotate throughout the maps. Through the lanes rather, and it just allows you to dominate. And then Puck, like, there's nothing. I can't really say anything about him.
Oracle, I mean, what more can you say about this position 5? This boy's got Purifying Flames. Level 3, you must be certain that your lane's going to be quite a difficult one. That pure damage it pulls through, it's absolutely ridiculous. I hate it.
I just want to make a point. I want to see if they pick it. Yeah, okay, I was just about to make this point.
Yeah.
They didn't pick ban the DP, and they didn't ban it, so Duck is just going to take it up themselves. I don't know if you know, Shaky, but Legend himself is the highest rated and ranked DP player in the world according to Dota Buff.
Yeah,
he's ahead of S4.
Slightly scared.
He's 1,100 games, and he has like a 75% win rate.
Yeah, literally ran us over last night, but that's the thing. I haven't counted that, but I do know that he plays as a 5 though.
Yep.
He has played as a 5.
It's literally just okay, we have DP where we put in, or we put in at offlane, or we put in at 5, or we put in at 2, and depending on that, Legend will just swap roles with whoever it needs to be. Muffin Man will generally always play 1, so I don't think they play the DP on the 1, but Crimson
Muffin is able to rotate lanes. I have played multiple lanes before. But just going back to...
Oh, yeah, go on.
Sorry. I just wanted to jump back into that. So, the Oracle, one of my favorite sports that allows this aggressiveness as well as this defensive lanes, right? So you can do either or. You have kill potential. You also have this defense, which is great. In the hands of a skilled player, which we know White Rabbit Gaming are full of, that hero is really, really strong. So I'm excited to see.
Very interesting.
It's quite interesting for me, yeah. Look, I didn't expect White Rabbit to pull through with 2 support picks. Usually you see them with their drafting, they can't really follow what they're doing. So obviously the AA is some sort of puzzle piece in their drafting phase that they wanted to pick it up right now before it gets banned. Definitely for the Death Prophet, and that Siphon is quite ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's really strong against these meta picks like the Alchemist as well. I like the Ursas. So picking this up now before it gets banned out, it kind of limits what Duck can still do going forward.
George, what do you think about this Earthshaker?
I
haven't seen Earthshakers that much.
No, not at all. I was about to hop on. I'm gonna hop on my stats page here real quick and see what's going on. No, Safari, I don't want you as my default. Go away. But no, I think we've seen it once before in a match against Sin 5. I believe it was not MLGC. I think it might have been Platoon or Ratao that they played it. They didn't win the match, but they did try. But I want to check if there's been any other contention with the Earthshaker so far, even in the ban, so to say, because I don't think we've seen it at all, really. The normal plus 4s we've been picked up is your Nyx, your... I'm blanking on the rest of them now. Nyx is just so good.
Yeah, Nyx.
Earthspirit, there we go.
Generally speaking, Earthshaker it's a very difficult hero to play, but at a good skill ceiling that it get picked up quite a lot. If your positioning wise is really good and you've got something that you can really nuke down the enemy carry, then you can really work well with the Earthshaker. But the issue with him is he's got no way to escape. The only way for him to run away is by stunning the enemy. And once you've used those abilities and you've got someone collapsing on top of you, you're pretty much a sitting duck. Unintended. So yeah.
The power of an Earthshaker, right, is he's really amazing. He can bully pretty much any support, right? That enchant totem is really, really powerful. And if you're able to get the support out of the lane, the carry does not want to get hit by enchant totem every couple of seconds. So yeah, like the thing is, even though he might have fallen off after the recent nerfs to him, he's still an amazing hero. It's very difficult to high ground against him. It's got great deep push, right? You just don't want to really group up as a team. So, although we haven't really seen it that much, the hero still offers a lot, right? I mean, I can tell you back for as long as I can remember it.
Yeah.
Just
Look, I mean,
fish your block like that.
Yeah.
Why pros would pick it up.
I mean, Totem's fantastic for denying the range creep from the carry. It is such a good. If you use Earthshaker passive aggressively and don't try and hunt the support the whole time, and you actually sit in lane and try and deny all the farm from the position 1, if you're playing it on 4, then it is really good for denying those creeps. But I just quickly want to touch on the fact that Duck probably picked up those bans on Monkey, Morphling, and Ulk because of the pick on AA. I feel like White Rabbit maybe picked up AA because they were looking at getting something.
Well,
Was alongside
they are currently banning MD. Tell you that you do not want to go up against MD King. You do not want to at all.
Nope.
And Morphling as well. Like even though AA is, like they've got the AA now, so you have to ban them because you can't counter them, right? Like you don't want to play again.
Oh,
and the IO carry. Like I was just talking about it. These guys were literally just watching IG. I just called it. This hero at this point, it's you have to beat it with a timer. You have to beat it with a timer. Okay. However, with DP and Shadow Shaman, they kind of do have that early game potential. Yeah. So I'm a bit surprised that WRG would actually pick the IO right now because now Duck have to literally sit back and say, okay, now we have to be a good. We have to end this game pre-25.
We've got 2 picks left to try and get that draft out, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
I do have some stats for you. I finally found it on that Earthshaker. Currently, he's been played 6 times so far, with a 50% win rate. Once with a win on Duck, once with a win on Retard Le Bon, and a win on XD. So Duck themselves have won with it once, but they were playing with an Elk DP Ricky lineup then. So did sort of fit the draft of that running and stunning sort of thing. And they have gone with a Ricky again, but they don't have the Elk this time, and the last time they had a Wind Ranger as well. But I believe that first game that Duck played with his Shaker, the DP was a POS 5, and the Wind was mid, and Elk was off lane, and Ricky was safe lane.
Yeah, interesting enough, we do see a Ricky getting picked up as well, so... and then the Centaur.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned with the Ricky pick, to be very honest with you. Like, I understand the idea. You want to jump this Oracle at the backline. The thing is, you're not going to catch the A, right? This A is going to want to be as far to the fight as possible. You want to come in once the fight started. And then you've got the Centaur now. It literally just secures your backline. You jumped by this Ricky. But as I mentioned, you're sitting on a timer with this carry IO, right? Like, it's got like a 90% win rate right now. Like, even pros are asking questions like, how do you stop this carry IO? The only way you do it is with this fast-paced lineup.
Yeah, that's the only way. It's just pressure. If you don't keep pressure up, that IO is just going to keep farming. I definitely think that Duck needs to utilize their
push
ability to be able and push, and the ability to lock down that IO. They've got a silence. They've got
you can't really lock it down though with the Oracle. Oracle counted every single one of them, and pair the Oracle up with the IO. Like nothing's dying. I'm telling you now, the IO tethers, whatever target the IO is tethered to, will not die. You have to jump the IO, and then you've got the Oracle save. How do you kill it? How do you kill this mid to late game?
I do have more stats for you. Ricky has been played 8 times, and he is currently 2 to 6.
So he's only won 2 games.
2 out of his 8 games he's won.
Wow.
The hero took quite a couple of nerfs. But not only that, like I'm not sure I like it in the Duck lineup. As we mentioned, they need this fast pace, and Ricky Doesn't want that. Ricky wants to get a Battlefield and he wants to farm land. Unless Ricky gets a diffusal blade and starts running at the likes of WRG, I feel that they're gonna really struggle come mid to late game.
Yeah. And generally speaking about a Ricky is you want as a Ricky, you want to be looking at the backline a lot. You want to be looking at your supports. You want to be jumping those supports. So that's easy money for you. You don't want to be going straight after the Centaur because behind the Centaur, you've got an IO and AA and an Oracle to back him up. So it's going to make Ricky's job, I think, quite difficult because if he jumps the Oracle can just disable him. He can't really necessarily jump the AA because AA will be so far out of the fight. So for Ricky, he's going to have a difficult time trying to get back there and trying to get a hold of these guys. There's going to be such big playmakers in the team fights, this AA and Oracle.
And not only that, right?
Play that.
The teams like WRG and so forth, they know how to play against these heroes. every single
Yeah.
team fight, when this fight is starting or when they're looking for a fight, I can guarantee there's going to be a ward placed, there's going to be a sentry placed before the fight even starts. And the thing about anyone playing an Invis Zero is they often forget that sentries exist while running around the map, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
You often end up getting caught out when you don't expect it.
I always,
And that's when you...
I always say to play these invis heroes, so sort of like your, let's say, Ricky Bounty Hunter, sort of like you're always invis, not like Weaver or something like that, is play as if they can always see you until you know otherwise. Like if you run and you see someone, don't auto assume, oh, he can't see me, I might be able to kill him. See, oh fuck, he sees me. I run away a bit until you can confirm he cannot see you. Because if you
Guys,
play that
White
high risk
Rabbit-
thing,
That is disgusting. That is
White
actually...
Rabbit is going to be
That is
playing a massively fast-paced game.
can I point out a nice little thing that I want to see MD and the IO do? MD builds Ags, MD builds Ags, Deso, Mask of Madness, and the IO relocates the bear to take towers.
I don't even think they're gonna need to do that with this lineup.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I want to see it, just for the meme's sake.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Not a
So,
bad pickup there, honestly, the Razor. Although, against the bear, if he gets feared, it's going to be a bit of a wasted
Yeah.
link.
I'm not really feeling the Razor. I'll tell you the reason. Like, it doesn't fare too well against the Lone Druid because the bear, you're not gonna take the bear's damage. That's like, what's the point of getting the Lone Druid?
Yeah,
Right, number one.
you really want to be latching onto someone that's going to be one of the high damage dealers.
And the thing is, though, is that
And,
an IO is not really, he doesn't really care about right click. It's all about the orbs, all about that ag. So, like, you're not really stealing any right clickers necessarily. So, yeah, like, I like the Razor for the fact that it creates spacey, high tempo, especially with the DP. But I feel Razor falls off very hard mid to late game, and that's when White Rabbit game.
What would
That's where they drop.
What would you think would have been the better pick for them then, instead of the Razor?
It's so difficult. It is so difficult to even decide. I mean, considering what they're going up against, right? Like it really is just crazy. But basically, the idea in this game would be that you need to pick a target and you need to decide which one you're going to be going for, right? So in this game, your Lone Druid is going to be your easiest to kind of catch out and just nuke out and then try to take a fight 4v5.
Yeah.
So pretty much anything that can get onto them. Something like the Spirits would have done well, but Lone Druid also starts countering the Spirits as well, as the game goes by. So it's really difficult to say who the best pick here would be. But I would have liked to see the likes of maybe an Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. They really need something that to jump far back. And when I
Even-
mean far back,
even
is
an
they're going
Earth-
to have to get back in the back line, yeah.
Even an Earth Spirit would have
Sniper.
actually... A mid-Earth Spirit would have also been great. Sniper would just get dumped by IO reload, dude.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think about that.
What are you doing?
But
and like,
that is
start out running that bear.
going to be the draft. Get your predictions in chat, and we'll see who comes out with game number 1 of this best of 3. I'm going to leave the game to you, lovely Mr. Shaky and Bubbles, and we'll see you guys
Very
later.
much, Councillor. Cheers, man.
Cheers. Thanks for those statistics. Jumping straight in. Shaky. So how do we see this? How do you think at least the early games could be going your way?
Well, I think it's going to come down to where we are going to position ourselves and how they're going to be playing the lane. White Rabbit Gaming is looking extremely strong. They're obviously going to have to give AA some space in order for him to get that Helmet Dominator up and get that Ags up. But other than that, man, I feel like if DUC really wants to have some sort of say in this game, they're going to have to be looking at playing a super aggressive and targeting that AA, that IO.
I agree.
But for this one, I have to say my predictions going strongly towards White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah, mine definitely as well. Also, the longer the game goes, the easier it becomes for WIG. Look, the way that DUC, I kind of feel at least they need to dominate the mid game, right? The IO is gonna want to go into jungle. Once he's got his Helm of Dominator, he's gonna want to start taking these stacks. Like, that's your window where you're running at him. You need to be stopping him there, and then you need to keep him down for as long as possible, because as soon as this IO comes online, it's very difficult to stop.
Definitely, and I think we're going to have to be looking at around the 8 to 10 minutes mark. That's really when they have to start focusing on the IO. IO, hopefully by that time, does have his Helm of Dominator up. He's got a good creep on his side, and he's busy already looking at getting that Ags. if it's not earlier. So they really have to focus hard on getting out. That's 2 bounties for each team. Not too bad first start, actually.
I'm surprised Crimson Tide was able to just run in there and just yoink it from the literally the entire team WRG. But
Yeah, they just grabbed it.
it's just one of those things. All right, so yeah, if we jump in, we're looking mid here. We got MD on the Lone Druid, and it looks like they will actually put DUC mid. They're obviously feeling like, see, this is what I mentioned earlier. They know they're on a timer, okay? So they know that the best hero that they could possibly put mid now would be the DP. Get that level 6, run at your towers, take over this jungle area and just kind of dominate the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely your most important tower in the entire laning phase. If you lose that mid tower pre-15 minutes, then anyone trying to farm the jungle is going to have quite a difficult time.
Yeah, looking
so
bot
see
here,
if DP can-
Shaker getting a...
Yeah, Taki got a little bit. I almost elaborated on that rhymes with Taki, but anyway, Taki got a bit hit there in lane, and even top this Precious Petunia is taking some right click damage from this Shaman. I mean, Shaman has one of the highest base damage for support. That thing is an absolute
Really?
nuisance in lane.
But she's looking bot again.
Oh, this 3 lanes really bad. Crimson Tide's taking some serious damage here. They might actually catch. He's going to try and dodge a weave, but no, he's going to let him. Oh, they're going to. I was about to say, RDK, you can't let a guy. You can't tease him like that, man.
Yeah, so there's a lot of kill potential on this bot lane. Got obviously the Oracle with the fortune there, but it looks like he will leave. Obviously, they just wanted to secure this early level 4 RDK, but yeah, it's very difficult when this IO.
Yeah, you're quite right. I mean, with this lineup, top, it's quite interesting. I mean that static link really pushed RDK back, but I mean RDK's already got his soul ring up. He's already looking at getting an Arm Dominator. So we'll see. I mean, in terms of last hits, he's sitting 5 and 2. He's quite comfortable. Razor's a little bit behind, and Reaper's doing a good job at keeping Crimson Tide behind, a little bit back here.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that they would have opted to send the Oracle actually up top. But, sorry, looking top again.
I am watching FSM taking some damage as well, but I don't think without that level 2 double edge, I think they're going to have a little bit of a struggle killing him right now.
So as I was mentioning, I'm a bit surprised that they would send the Oracle away. Usually you want the Oracle with the IO for the extra sustain. But, I mean, I guess that he's not really going to be taking too much nuke damage in this lineup. However, he does need to be careful that he doesn't get caught with fissure block into a Razor static link, because then it's pretty much confirmed.
Yeah, I understand where they're coming from, though. If you're looking at this lineup, the only one with movement speed right now is Razor. IA can really keep that Earthshaker away from IO. You can force him to try and run away, otherwise he gets frozen in the spot. And it's definitely, I think it's not too bad. I definitely agree that keeping pressure onto the Riki is maybe the highest priority, and that's maybe why they sent the Oracle top.
100%. So it looks like, MD is already going to start going to the jungle now. He's going to try to increase his efficiency. He's just pushing this lane. He's actually doing really well in this mid lane. Looking at last hits, though, they're pretty much more or less even, right? But yeah, as soon as the Death Prophet gets level 6, they start running at this tower, and I'm keen to see how WRG responds. They have to defend this mid tower for as long as possible. It's very difficult.
But I think MD is doing a good job of trying just to take the harassal from the creeps. He is pushing out the lane and then going straight to the jungle, and then coming back before DP can do too much damage to the tower. So if he keeps this up, he can really keep him back.
100%.
A little bit of a zap there from FSM, but Precious Bandage is going to be able to shake that off and run away.
Something I actually didn't even take note of, but yeah, Lone Druid is really good against here as well, because of the bonus armor you get from True Form, as well as the extra HP. Yes. However, though, the DP that does have 2 Spirit Siphon targets against the Lone Druid. Sorry.
Against the bear.
Yeah, my brain's just freezing here. So
it's fine.
I actually haven't really seen much this matchup before, but I kind of feel it goes even, right? Like, I don't think either one kills the other, but I definitely feel that the Lone Druid has the advantage because of the Roar as well, which can force you away, break the Spirit Siphon link.
Definitely, I think as well, like, if you look at this lineup, right, Legend definitely has the most amount of movement speed. He puts on the Siphon, he runs away. He'll be able to get a good, start. Especially with MD, if he goes into true form, he doesn't have a lot of movement speed really. He's not going to be building too many items on top of himself. But as soon as that bear grabs a hold of Death Prophet, that is going to be
looking at part of the AA though.
Oh, Taki taking the kill there on top of AA. Unfortunately, didn't spot that, but just before the bounty runes.
Yeah, AA trying to get a sneaky double bounty there, but that does alleviate some pressure from the IO as well. So yeah, you get this kill. However, you've got an IO now getting another extra couple of last hits there, and as you can see, he's about 1,000 gold now from some of them. So he's not in a bad spot right now.
I'd say in terms of timing, as I said earlier, I was hoping at IO getting that Helmet Dominator pre 9 minutes. If you can get it up by that time, he's quite comfortable. He can grab a creep, he can run back to lane. But then I think that Duck will really have to start looking at the jungle, getting some wards up, really monitoring where this IO goes, and trying to stop it from farming. We'll see if they actually make that as it is, if they really follow through with that plan.
I agree.
We do have level 6 on Legend, so we might see some plays coming out.
Yeah, and he's picked up a double damage rune. He also got Siege Creep. Doing really well to use this fortification out to try to save that range. I mean, the Siege Creep at least. But yeah, so as you can see here now, like, you can just leave. MD can use the draw to kind of stop him. So this is where we were mentioning, right? We see WRG pulling some more people in mid. But there's not much they can really do to him. They kind of just have to just kind of throw spells at him, get him low enough for an attempt.
I mean, after this is going to be another 2 minutes, so that tower already sitting past halfway mark. If they don't look at stopping this DP from the push, that tower's going to be gone before 10 minutes. And as we mentioned earlier, that's going to be some serious problem for Io. That's going to leave the entire jungle open. And the triangle is going to suddenly become something that the Duck can push, and that creates problems.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the mentality is, right?
The goal,
Don't let this IO get online. Once he's online, you're not stopping. There's just nowhere. So don't give him a game. And how do you not give him a game? It's getting into the jungle. I'm surprised they haven't really stacked more for the IO though. As I mentioned, I was just watching, I was watching IG, and at this stage of the game, there were so many stacks. Like this IO had like two triple or quadruple stacks, and you just run in there, you just orbit, and you get an insane amount of net worth, and your ags is basically up by 14, 15.
Yeah, I mean, look at this Helmet Dominator. It's now 18 minutes in. He's sitting at about a comfortable 500. If he dies now, he's going to be in quite trouble now. They're going to have some movement coming from Tide. The freeze there from AA, but Tuck is on the backline there with his totem. And he's going to try and get some sort of damage down on Harry. But these two supports are doing a fantastic job at keeping this IO alive.
Yeah, 100%. And now Rays are getting a bit low.
Oh, and they are looking in the ult from this Centaur pulling through. They're going to get the kill on top of Razor. Tucky's trying to run away. The freeze, unfortunately, not going to connect. But we do have that Ice Vortex with a little bit of slow. And Harry helping him out with some healing. Tucky, I'm sure, very helpful. I'm very keen on that right now.
Unfortunately, he will still have to go to base. The lane's not really pushed in, so he doesn't really need to be there. Plus, he's got no mana, so it's best that he does actually leave. Looking up top though, so this Ricky is not doing too badly at all in terms of net, well CS rather. But again, like he does struggle quite a bit against the Lone Druid. Lone Druid picking up his Mask Combatant style, which will obviously improve his farming capabilities. But it looks like Duck is gonna want to push this mid tower again. It's a bit low on mana right now.
But I'm sure he's got a clarity and a mag on the way. He does the good thing as well, swapping out those null talismans, and we see the smoke coming out directly. Earthshaker's probably going to try and scout this out. Things are going to fly through. Do they vision on him? They got vision on the bear.
Looking top though, bit of things happening.
Shaman's going to get frozen. I believe they should be able to run away from this. All while mid, ult's going to get popped out here by Legend. The Bear's going to try and do all the job that he can, but MD's going to have to try and run. Siphon's there with the block from Ducky. Beautiful block coming out. The Fairy Fight's going to get popped up. They're going to try and come. The TP's going to come in from Centaur, but MD's Bear is just locking this TP down. That's going to leave the tower completely open and some time that they really need to try and save. And that's going to be good. All while top, Oracle's going to get locked down here by FSM, and that's going to be the kill on Oracle top.
So
What do you think about this defense that WRJ just had on this tower?
Yeah, this is exactly what they need to do. They were able to kind of use up almost that entire exorcism time, so that was really, really good play. At least from MD, at least. I mean, he, as you saw, he didn't have a rotation for quite a while. He held his own. He kept them on the run, and yeah, he's able to hold the tower for a bit longer now. That's the thing that they need, right? They just have to kind of hold until IO at least gets a foothold.
Yeah.
But looking at IO's build, it doesn't look like it's going.
I was gonna ask you the same thing now. Would you say that IO should build?
Sorry, back to top though. Ricky jumping on Reaper, and it's the thing about Ricky, right?
So much going on in this game. I mean, Ricky level 6, the kill potential is already there. Muffin Man's going to move in. Tuck is there on the back line. He does have the freeze, but the ult's going to come out from center. They're looking at Muffin Man does get spun off, but he's going to jump onto Harry the Hams. He does not have tricks of the trades up in 2 seconds, but the ult's going to be used. Precious is there. The totem's being used to try and block him down. Muffin's man, but the double edge going to clean it up. Muffin's going to jump straight on back to Oracle with the tricks of the trade, trying to clean up the kill. Precious is back. He does have stun if he wants to use it, but he's going to stop in his tracks. Going to go try and get the stun off. The double edge going to clean up, but no kills, unfortunately, in this top lane. Ooh,
yeah,
good positioning from WRJ there.
Well, we know that Miles is definitely.
Speaking of MD, he's going to go for the Death Prophet here, putting a little cheeky root down. Sorry. Yeah?
Just jumping back to top. So yeah, this is the problem with the Ricky, right, and having these two squishy supports. But yeah, sorry, looking top, they are going
the lockdown's there. They're looking at Precious, the zap from FSM, but Precious does have that double edge. He's going to try and run away, but Tuck is there. No totem, however. Stop in 2 seconds. The freeze there from AA, but Precious is running low. He's going to use the one and try and run away, but Muffin Man still has a jump with the save. Unfortunately, Harry in the Hams already using his false promise on himself. Not going to be able to save up his friend. Are they going to look for more? No, I feel like they're going to back off from this. Mid tower, Legends pop that ult. This tower's gone. There's no way this tower's going to survive.
But, you know, 3, that's third ulti. And, you know, the fact is that you want to kind of use 1 maximum 2x. And they're still defending. It does go down, but at this stage, you know, you kind of want to be with the DP running bot tower at this stage already. You know, so just holding the tower for this long is really good. But, yeah, jumping onto the whole Ricky vibe here, at least, like, this is the problem with having 2 squishy supports like you do. Like the Ricky, he has such a fun summit, right? And he kind of needs to decide like who does he go on, right? Like does he go on the air or does he go on the Oracle? If you go on the air, you don't want to get the air blast off. You don't want it to get off, so you want to kind of go on him first. However, you also don't want the save, so it's quite difficult. But yeah, any support that's out of position.
Well, I think he chose correctly in the first matchup. He went straight for Oracle, forcing Oracle to use his false promise on him, and that, in the end of the day, when they started hitting heads again, that gave them the opportunity to try and get that second kill. But Io, just impossible to kill right now. So many abilities used already, and he just has armor dominated. That's it. That 6 armor is just, and 6 attributes is just crazy on top of Io.
And he's got a nice little royal jelly chilling there.
So, I didn't see that. That's fair. Yeah, definitely.
He's really smiling. Yeah, his total regen right now 13.5 for level 9. Got like 1 regen item. Yeah, 1 regen item. It's quite silly, man. It's quite silly.
Yeah, he's got solved.
So yeah, no, this is the thing now. This is the window now where you want to be pressuring him. Again, like I haven't seen this Orchid build on this carry IO before. I mean, I definitely see its potential.
Well, I saw it previously in a game that I casted, and then we had this Alchemist on offlane, and the only reason why the IO went Orchid is because the Alchemist rushed Axe, gave it to IO, and then IO had Axe and Orchid at about the same time. So in that sense, it's like I can understand. Of course, you know, you're getting a free Axe from Alch, so that's probably why they went Orchid first. But I have no knowledge about why this would work better. I'm not an IO carry. I don't play the hero that much.
Yeah. So the thing is, it can be quite effective. But DP is going to have the tools up. It could be effective against the Riki. However, you've got the lockdown from the Oracle as well as as they. So maybe they
I
just
just
want
want to mention that Legend is chilling around MD here. They're going to try and come in for the fissure. It's going to get stopped off, but no, he stops Legend in the tracks with the fear. Unfortunately, Duck not being able to play that up, but AL's going to fly through. Now MD wants to turn this around. The Siphon's there, but no, mate, it's not going to be able to help. This is going to be the end of Death Prophet. Beautiful
that's where the
communication
power-
with WLG.
That's where the power comes from, you know, this bear. But I was actually watching bot. It looked like Reaper was literally in position. He was looking around this map. They saw something coming, right? They definitely knew, because as I mentioned, I saw Reaper chilling in these trees. He was chilling there for quite a while, and like the moment that DP went on the bear, that ulti was thrown. So yeah, great map awareness.
Yeah, good map awareness, definitely. It's quite insane how the game turns in one fell swoop. We've got Io just dominating now, RDK with a double kill, and already they're going to try and look at top to try and push in the star with DP TPing top. And just what a good turn of events. WRJ's map awareness and team communication is just out of this world right now. They're really playing with this. But Harry the Ham stopped. Muffin Man trying to jump in, but he needs to back off. Precious Petuna does have that ult coming up, but RDK coming with the big ult. Gonna come through for Earthshaker. They're gonna get the kill on Io moving in. Io with the big ult. I can't even speak. That was so big. I just lost my words there. FSM is gonna get right clicked by MD. Double kill for MD.
Bro,
What a beautiful
just oof. I just saw Io, and then I saw no Io, man. Like, oof.
That was massive. And a good timing as well, yes?
Radiant's bottom
Okay, sorry. My Afrikaansheid is just pulling through me. Just white rabbit jammers. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but this is kind of now where, you know, Duck start falling behind, because this is now the DP is kind of falling off, not because not for any other reason other than she hasn't really been able to effectively pressure these towers, which will eventually create space for your carrier and so forth, right? And forcing WRG to kind of respawn. But because they were able to hold this mid tower for so long, it's just kind of turned events, right? They've got the mid tower down on the side of White Rabbit. They've got the safe lane done, so they can start invading and playing more as a unit. And as
but we really see some movement coming out from WRG, moving in, trying to find out Taki and FSM. Crimson Tide, no mana for him, but we are trying to spot out here with the creep. The latch onto Harry the Ham, trying to get the kill, but the disarms there immediately. We do have the fissure coming out from Taki, trying to get a kill with the lockdown from FSM. All on the background. Muffin's going to go straight for Harry the Ham's. Oracle's going to get locked down here by Ricky, but the AL's going to fly through. Not going to connect on too many people. Taki trying to run away, but the right click from MD doesn't clean that up. Immediately, they're just going to come in with the ult. But is he going to be able to survive this? He's got his ult up, he's got his Siphon and the heals there, but there's so much damage coming out. All while Ricky's trying to jump the supports, but he's just not doing anything. He's just trying to do anything for his team right now. But MD is just an absolute raid boss, pushing them onto the front line.
Yeah, and there's a Dessa up on this Spirit Bear now as well. So he's hitting hard. He's hitting really hard.
Yes. Deso and Mom, quite strong. Can confirm. Crimson might get connected. That is going to be indeed one connection on Crimson. Trying to just need to run away, actually.
Yeah, so the one bear goes down, but now the other bear comes up, and now we see it. The IO with the bear, with this tether and this overcharge. Like, you don't have towers. Like, your towers are not going to stand.
I mean, Io basically is telling Lone Druid, sorry mate, you don't own a bear anymore, it's mine now. Like, I'm going to latch onto it, this is going to be mine now. I'm not surprised to see actually a basher being built now on the bear. That's almost done. In terms of net worth, yeah, I mean, Ricky is right after the bear, but then right after that's Io.
Sorry, looking at Sen here.
Is that going to be enough? The A ult's flying through, it's going to connect with the ult as well. Not going to be able to clean up too much. MD is there, but he's blocked off by, oh my, Muffin. Jumping the back, getting the kill on MD. Silence there from this DP, trying to run away from this three-man matchup, and the kills there on Io.
Yeah, so we were just talking about communication and how great it was, and all of a sudden it was just going in one by one. Don't know what kind of happened there, and also with no ulti. You know, maybe they were feeling a bit too confident there.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit flustered at how quickly these teams are playing. They are honestly really feeling themselves right now. They are at a really good pace.
And it's all like clear intentions on both sides, both teams. They know what they need to do. They know what they want to do. And yeah, I'm glad to see that they're not taking a winning a fight and then going into the jungle. So taking these objectives from both sides, it's really really good. But yeah, we're looking now at this IO. He is now opting to go for this Ags. He has got the Orchid up, but at this point, I think MD should just share unit control and give RDK right, like let him get Ags, let RDK control your bear and go jungle.
Yeah, basically. But it seems IO is indeed now queuing up Ags next. Definitely, I'm quite pleased with that. I was skeptical, but obviously I don't know the meta too strong with the IO. But I like what they did with the Orchid. I think it's a really good way of realizing what needs to be done before what is meta, what is normal. So they definitely got the Orchid. That allowed them to get a lot of good kills and disable this DP. She can't use any abilities if she's silenced off, and that for her is quite difficult.
Yeah, as we did mention that she has got the Yules, but also just being able to force the Yules out, just for the sake of dispelling the Orchid. By doing that, it means that she can't use it in that team fight where you're going on her to get to the edge.
Oh, the beautiful... it's just insane. The map awareness with the ward spotting out the Ricky, then AA coming through with the ult, and I can't... I don't know. I don't know if I haven't had my coffee in yet, but these two teams are playing fantastically right now.
But this is what we mentioned earlier, right? That's the problem. You, like, as a Ricky or something like that, like, you think you're invis, but something like that happens and, you just instantly die. Because the moment Ricky gets locked down, you're kind of dead. So they are smoking up here, but
they're looking for Rosh here. AS doing a good job of keeping them back, but the Fusion's going to fly from Kentucky. Ult coming out from Legend here, looking at getting the kill, but the save there from Oracle on Repo. Unfortunately, big ult coming from Taki, going to connect there. We do have the Serpent Ward flying through as well, with Razor trying to clean up, but this Legend is just getting right-clicked down, and there goes the Bear as well. Oracle and MD down. We do have the Fusion locking down on Precious, looking at maybe trying to get out here, but Taki's going to lock him down. Crimson there, and the Shackle down as well, but Ricky is just too much. Dark Legend with a triple kill, looking at RDK, but RDK is going to be able to TP out. 10 seconds. Is he going to be able to take one of his teammates with? I'm going to wait for him.
So, yeah, it looks like he's going to be taking... Oh, maybe not.
Ooh, Oracle's there, but the silence from Ricky. Is he going to be able to take that out? But the Fisher block perfectly keeps him in the silent with a shackle from Shaman. And the tricks of the trade is going to clean it up.
Yeah, so the problem there was that MD didn't even have Summon Bear up at that point, so he couldn't even buy back. He had buyback available, but he couldn't. But yeah, great fight coming from DUC. And they're going to be able to take this Aegis now. And yeah, that's really, really strong, at least, for the side of DUC.
Where do you think that WRG went wrong there? Because for the beginning of the fight, it felt like they really had an upper hand. But as soon as Ricky jumped that Lone Druid, it felt like everything fell apart.
So I like what Repo did to kind of, like, he kind of expected a smoke blade coming out. The problem, though, was that he wasn't able to get his blast off on this DP. So it allowed DP just to run in and just go ham, right? Fortunately, he did commit it. I think he committed it on the Earthshaker, but I think he actually might have missed it, to be honest with you, because, you know, kind of panic mode there. But yeah, once the A ult's down, this DP can kind of just do what she wants. And yeah, they took out the Bear very quickly as well. And they didn't have another Bear available, and that's kind of where it went wrong, man.
Yeah, and one hero I've completely forgotten about is this Razor. What influence do you think this Razor impact really has on the game? He's got drums, he's got for a hood, he's got eels. At this point, I kind of feel like he's just trying to buy something to try and sustain himself and maybe help out the team, but his kit's not really proving much useful in this game.
Look, his job is purely to run at you, and to just kind of... It's this mentality thing, right? He needs to tank up, and he needs to run kind of towards your backline. Because of how fast he is, it kind of forces your cores to back off, and it leaves the Ricky kind of jump in. It also just allows the
smoke from DUC. Right? Precious in the sights of Crimson. Ult's gonna fly through from Centaur. They are gonna wait for him high ground. Crimson needs to watch out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's instead just gonna run around the back.
So yeah, they have scouted that out now.
But Yulsip is there, is going to connect on the MD's bear. MD does have another bear up in 10 seconds. I feel like that was a failed smoke. They're still trying to stay a little bit longer, farm the triangle. Unfortunately, it's already been cleared out, but bounties are up in 7 seconds. So I wonder if they're going to be trying to fight around this and if WRG is actually going to be looking at getting them.
Yeah, I don't think that WRG actually, try to fight here.
Yeah, well, now they're going to have to fight because they do have that AA ult flying through, going to connect onto Legend. Beautiful, but the big ult from Duck. He's going to connect on the back with the trick to the chase. He's going to clear them up. We do have a Ghost Ship here in the hands with Yulsip is going to fly through on the center. They're going to try and clear off the Oracle, but the Oracle is impossible. MD's on the right. He's right-clicking Muffin Man, but just can't get to kill him. There's nothing they can do. Trick to the charge around spot on Harry in the Hams, but Duck is there with the fissure. A 4-man wipe on White Rabbit Gaming.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, that's really good players actually coming from Duck. I'm actually very impressed. They're going on the right targets. They actually just the last couple of minutes they've just been doing everything right. I almost having the Ags up though.
Radiant's top tower.
Maybe that would be a game changer.
Would it though? I feel like once BKBs are being purchased, then we're looking at an IO that might be a little bit too late.
The thing is,
How do you feel about this?
He does still offer quite a bit, especially in terms of the tether, the overcharge, and heals and so forth. So he still offers quite a bit to the team. But yeah, his timing, look, those balls still hurt. Trust me. Like, not everyone on your team is going to have BKB, and even if it just forces those BKBs out, if you have to use it defense, it's still pretty strong. But yeah,
look, tell me if I'm wrong, but I do feel like Duck's playing this really well, where they are looking at fighting when White Rabbit doesn't want to fight, and I feel like White Rabbit's being pushed into a corner where they aren't ready to fight. But the positioning is at such a stage where they just keep getting caught. At the top lane, they were behind the tier 1, but we are 25 minutes into the game. The tier 1's not going to prove too much protection against an entire team pushing into you. So,
especially with this.
I don't know if I'm right, but that's how I feel about this.
I'm agreeing with you, but also this Earthshaker's making plays, man. These Echo Slams have been so big in the last few fights. He's catching multiple targets. He's doing his job, and he's doing it really well. But at the same time, look, the last fight that WOG were confident enough to take, it was just before they took the bottom tower, and that's when they were strong. They realized they're not strong right now, so they're back into this defensive mode now, where they're just kind of waiting for the next set of items.
Which is the Ags already on the IO right now, so that's looking good.
Yeah. So also on the bear now, you got the Basher. Look, they still need a couple more things, but I'd still feel that WRG are in this game. You can't rule them out. It is WRG after all.
So are we going to be seeing a equal trade? There is a fortification out. They're going to try and push both towers here. It seems that they might be just trading tier 2s here. We'll see which team is going to budge and TP back.
And the Aegis has just expired as well. So, and that's what WRG have also been waiting for, right? They've been waiting for that to expire.
Yeah, I like what they did here. Before the tower fell, they immediately TP'd it out. They knew that if they put enough pressure on top, they'd push them back. And just like that, White Rabbit is immediately leaving.
Yeah, look, also, with the Aegis being down, you don't want to take a fight at that stage, right? So your best option is just go back, defend that tower. And now just try to get map control once again. So the next rush, it may be up in the next 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That is going to prove big, right? The thing is, WOG can't just go in, take it. They have to get rid of this Earthshaker first. You saw what he did last fight. But at the same time, Duck can't just contest either. So I think that's going to be the next time we're looking at a big fight, right? Well, I might be wrong.
Silence is there. Precious is being caught out here with the static link's going to connect. Legends on the backline is going to pop down his Crypt Storm there with the Cypher's going to land as well. But the ult save from Oracle. No, AA lol landed. The Ricky sees that opportunity. He tries to jump Oracle on the backline with a big ult from Ducky yet again. Landing on ODK. And he does have that shot up. So he just lands on everyone. That's 2 dead already on the side of White Rabbit. Looking at Reaper now. Another future block coming out on the bear. Now Ricky's going to jump back straight on to MD. And Muffin Man's going to clear up that kill. Unfortunately, yet another failed team fight from White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah, you see how detrimental it is when this AL does not land on the key targets. You just have to get that AL to land, and you have to go on that on this DP. Even though she might not be doing the most damage in the fights, she you.
Radiant's top tower is
I'm just picking out their good positioning there. They already got that outpost. That's locked in already. Bubbles, you still here? Hello? Bubbles has left us, so okay then. I hope he's fine. Anyway, we'll keep it rolling. George, is that fine? Just keep it going.
I'll hop on with you,
Sweet.
Mr. Shaky Shaky.
Alright, cool. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. George himself.
There's a reason I don't cast, because I don't like doing it.
It's because he's so good.
No, I don't like doing it. I'm not.
Well, luckily, you can just tell me what you think, and we can just go ahead with the
Yeah, that's true.
what's happening in terms of action right now. Legend pushing this mid tower. There's no defense from White Rabbit Gaming. Harry the Ham's a little bit too close for comfort. Muffin Man is waiting for him. Then Lotus Orb's gonna get popped out. Gonna get used. Yeah. Does it Razor? Razor's got Lotus Orb, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Yes, he does. And the DP's actually finished up the Ags now, so all of those right clicks that have been doing so much damage already are going to be started to do even more with the little ghosts going through. And
every time you cast or attack, she sends out a ghost.
every single time.
Lovely, man.
And I think it's been interesting watching this Razor, because I think I can't remember exactly what we said during the draft, but we weren't too sure if it was going to do well. But in the end, it's actually working out quite well for them. Just the slow and the constant damage from the the Storm Surge doesn't do the damage anymore, but the ulti damage as well. And MD, I'm not sure what the bear is doing, but it keeps getting controlled and not being able to do this massive amount of damage that a bear normally does. And the ulti from MD just not enough to keep him alive for most of the time, because Harry will have to commit the Fortune's in onto someone else a little bit earlier.
Mr. Bubbles, you back?
Yeah, my apologies, guys.
Hey,
My internet just completely tanked.
Oh, thank God, now I can get out of here.
George was like, yeah. George came in, man. He pulled through.
Thank you. Yeah, I was literally in the middle of whatever I was saying. Died, but I am back. It's like that. I am busy loading back in there, so.
No worries. I mean, looking at net worth, Ricky, Death Prophet, and Razor are at a good spot. Legend definitely playing a fantastic Death Prophet. Legend playing a really good Death Prophet. I mean, there's not much for me to say about that. I can see why you guys say he's one of the highest ranking Death Prophets in South Africa.
Yeah, I've played against it many times, and I can tell
in the world?
Yeah,
in the world. So why are we? Oh, ult's gonna come out from their hands. AA's gonna fly through with ult as well, trying to clear it up on Legend. Perfectly well positioned with the TP immediately in from RDK, trying to get the kill. Crimson Tide there with a static link on Harry, and they're gonna try and on Precious trying to try and just push it back. But Muffin Man jumps the backline. They're gonna get the kill. All while Oracle's just stopped in between these wards. They can't get away. TP immediately out, and AA as well. It's an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for the side of WRG right now. 20k net going to the side of DUC. I think that that DUC have just, they've answered all the questions from WRG scam, and it's looking pretty bleak now. And they've still got Exorcism up now, so they can actually go high ground.
This is scary because I mean, they've got such a strong push, and the thing what we were saying is that Ricky, we didn't like Ricky that too much, but I feel like what White Rabbit Gaming is doing wrong is that they're splitting up everyone too much. You've got one fight happening here, one fight happening there, the supports are being jumped. I don't feel like Oracle can really keep up, and before they know it, the Ricky's behind them, Earthshaker's behind them, you got lockdowns from this FSM, and there's just too much going on, and I don't feel like White Rabbit's really realizing what fight do they really need to focus on. It's a little bit broken up.
I honestly feel that what WG need to do here is that they they need to start this fight off with this A ult, and if it doesn't land, they need to disengage. They just need to realize, look, this fight is done. Like that's the only way they're going to be winning fights, right? So try to get this A ult out. If it doesn't work, you get the hell out, because last 3 or 4 fights now, same things happened. They haven't landed that ult on the key targets, and they've just completely gotten destroyed. So yeah.
I mean, if you look at that previous fight, they landed the AA ult on the Death Prophet, but Legend was able to run in between the trees and just duke them. AA is going to land another ult onto Rosh, but I think that was more of trying to scare them back than anything. So what I was saying, the AA ult landed on Death Prophet, but Legend did such a good job at going into the trees and completely just duking whatever advance they had, which left Oracle completely open at the background. Crimson's going to spot out AA here, actually. Stands there from
he'll just turn away, but unfortunately he's stuck on the hill.
Ricky is just Ayo getting locked down. The future's there. There's nowhere for him to go.
RDK Arteezy, dude. That's an Arteezy play right there. That is so unfortunate.
That is just...
Yeah, I definitely thought that we were watching Arteezy right now, dude. Oh wow, that is very unfortunate. Yeah, big kill though from the side of Dark, and that's what I mentioned, right? Either team had to kind of take a fight before you take this rush.
Yeah, Razor's actually going straight for Precious Petunia, yeah? A lot of P's, and trying to... Oh, it's actually getting blocked up by the creeps. He's trying to run in between. Precious now does have the opportunity to click
Creeps
away. Creeps MVP. They stared each other down. I swear you could see those sparks in the air. And... Where's his damage, man?
Yeah, that's...
what is that? 214 missing damage? The poor guy was tickling that sensor.
And I mean, that's a set, right? So tanky. So yeah, I'm not too sure how WRG actually respond to this. However, their best option, I feel, is taking a high ground fight. But at the same time, you don't really want to take a high ground fight against it. She's just going to take your tower, you know? The problem is, against DP, you lose a fight outside base, she's taking your tower, she's taking... But when she's coming high ground, the team just sits behind her, she kind of does the same thing. Yeah. And it's very difficult to fight with that. But I do see that they almost have this... they almost have an AC up in the bear, and that extra armor, it's going to help a lot because X is physical. So.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, but even with just getting back to Death Prophet, now with the Ags, every attack and spell being used, that sends out a ghost. That's another tick on the tower. It's what do you do? Like, where are you gonna go? Like, where are you gonna run to? You know, Ghostbusters? I don't think they're gonna save you on this one.
The only thing, as I mentioned, you have to land this. There's no question. There is no other way. If you do not land it, you're not winning the fight. You're not taking. Yeah. It's literally.
Someone needs to call up Bill Murray to deal with this, this Death Prophet, if you ask me, man. We need to get a gun out here and a big marshmallow, man, to try and stop this guy's push.
That's it. So I do see Io's queuing up BKB, and yeah, if they can hold it longer, right? As I mentioned, this game gets easier for WRG the longer. If they get BKB on the Io, and then if somehow manage to get a heart, it's going to be incredibly difficult. But here we go. That's what I mentioned.
Shrine, do you have the Shiva's going to come out? But Muffin Man says no to AA. They're going to push it back. We do see Taki on the backline trying to get that dump in to see if he can get that all down. Legends is just running up and down in between these towers. They've got all of the tower push that they need. If Zim's going to jump in, immediately with the shackle on the bear, with the Riki jumping straight onto the eye on the backline, they might get the kill with a big ult from Taki and the save from Oracle. Absolutely insane plays. That's going to help them just relocate and just refresh for the next fight mid. But no, they actually want to go straight for this. Sorry, excuse me, no. Pressure Petunia just altered for the fun of it.
Maybe a bit of a play there, possibly. But yeah, look, now all the Duck really have to do is Duck just have to also be patient. They don't need to... Look, the game's in their hands now. The game's theirs to... They got almost a 30k net lead. And they literally just have to go... They take a fight every time they've got Serpent Wards up. And when they've got this DP ulti, which is so difficult, because the thing is they don't Duck don't even have to win the fights. They just have to stand in heat towers. That's all they have.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, who are you thinking is going to take it now, Mr. Bubbles? Who do you think has it in the back?
I definitely feel that that Duck have it at this stage, right? I feel that I understand why they went this awkward on the IO, but I feel that it kind of messed the timings up, and it's kind of just delayed and allowed the Duck to actually just get what they needed.
So you think Duck has it?
They really do. Look, there is
I think I disagree because according to Data Buff, no, wait, actually, there wasn't 1% to 99. It's just 100% now. So I'm gonna just say, okay, yeah. Data Plus said, yeah, 99% chance of Duck winning. But this is the first time in a while I've seen it just say 100%. Like algorithms are in favor of Duck right now.
Yeah, I don't look again. As long as Duck fights around Exorcism and Snake Wards, Serpent Wards, sorry, which is what they're doing, I don't see them.
Yeah, I mean, look at all those ghosts flying through. Crimson and Legend doing a great job. Ricky just jumping straight on Harry, but Harry bought the Ghost Scepter to try and save himself. The silencers are flying through, but there's nothing they can do about it. The top rack's now falling.
I really like that FSM hasn't used his snakes yet, because he knows, like, he doesn't really need it there. And then
now he's going to use it out, but the ult's going to fly through from the center. Pressure between going to jump on the back with the shackles there, immediately on the back with the AL flying through as well. And the tricks of the shade on the bear. Bear's going to go down, but the big ult Duck as well is going to clean it up 2 down for White Rabbit. They are going to lose the Ricky here, but he does have Aegis, but Legend just says no. And the Grip Swarms and the Ghosts and the damage is just GG getting called out by White Rabbit.
I feel that they didn't have an answer at that stage. Really, really well played from Duck. I'm actually thoroughly impressed by that performance. Nobody bet on Duck. Duck came out and showed all you boys, didn't they?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's all the haters.
Everyone's wait for Duck, wait for Travis.
Anyways, for the next game, and we'll be back in roughly 50.
Puffy's going to come in, push him here. He's going to find him. Unfortunately, not going to find all the frags. Oh,